McIlroy, his form, people said, wow, what's going on with him? Guess what, Billy? Just won a major by 8. He's okay.
You know what? I was talking to Jerry, his dad, and, we were walking alongside the ropes, and I said, how's his game? How's he playing? This was at Bridgestone. He says, hey, there's no reason to panic. Everything's fine. He and Michael Bannon, we first saw them at the Memorial when they were starting to work. Then all of a sudden, everyone started hitting that panic button. But this is a swing that's taken a little bit of time. Hey, he's 23 years old. And Billy, as we look at this golf swing, now everything seemingly okay.
Billy, you said something earlier about you think he's as long as Dustin Johnson now, and you saw him at the PGA, and you saw him when he was sitting on G waiting for O with that driver. He was letting it loose, and he was really hitting it a long way.
Yeah, I think anytime you give this young man soft conditions where you can go ahead and put a driver in his hands, I think the driver is probably his favorite club when you watch him play the game of golf. There's no layup in Rory McIlroy, but this is a golf swing that he's worked hard on. We saw that he and Michael Bannon were working on trying to keep the club from getting stuck from behind him, Billy. And as we look, right now, I don't think there's a swing in the game that's more in sync than Rory McIlroy.
Well, what I like about him is when he gets it going, he keeps it going. He doesn't have any breaks. He never puts on the brakes. He's a full swinger. He demolishes fields, really. There really hadn't been a player that's just demolished fields like Rory McIlroy. Obviously, his talent, his swing is great. One of the things I love about his golf swing, and we can see it a little bit here in some of these swings, he's got a relatively strong left-hand grip, but his left hand is exactly the same position at the top that it is at address, a little bit like Freddie Couples. Got a strong left-hand grip, a little bit cuppy at the top, and he's a freewheeler.
Well, I like the balance, and you can see the shaft lean right there. But what I really like right there is the balance. Here's a guy that swings at it pretty aggressively, but yet he's always in balance, and I think that's the key for Rory. And you talk about guys that when they get their foot on your throat, they just keep it going down. He's won both his major championships by 8 shots. And then the other guy that I kind of compare it to is a Louis Oosthuizen. You look at that golf swing. So there's 2 young men in this game that both have won major championships. Now Rory's won 2. But these are 2 swings that I would certainly try to emulate if I was out there watching.
We've been saying all year that natural players like Rory are one swing thought away from shooting 0, and he alluded to the fact that he found something at Firestone. He didn't tell us what it was, but he said that he found something and he felt good going into the PGA, and you watched it up close and personal, Billy. You've seen a lot of golfers play in your life. How would you characterize how he played at Kiowa?
Well, when you're driving the ball that well, you can operate because you're driving the ball in the fairway. There's not a flag stick. They can't hide from you. And when you're putting well, you just get that little bit of confidence, Billy, that he had in the putter. And then you're starting to just go ahead and look down at every flag stick because you're driving it in every fairway. I think that's when Rory McIlroy becomes the most dangerous player in the game.
If you consider the fact that he drives it as long as he does, when he's driving it well, it's a sight to behold. He is in the top 10 in terms of his proximity to the hole from 100 to 125 yards. So his short clubs have worked well for him this year on the PGA Tour. He's second in scoring average, has a chance to win that Varden Trophy. Tiger Woods is first, but he WD'd at the World Golf Championship down there at Doral, so he's not eligible